when I had that syphilis eating my hands up, that's what I had going on. I would,
Your hands were all ate up by the syphilis.
dude, my entire like palm of my hands and the soles of my feet all blistered up and the skin slothed off till it was the thinnest, weakest, most sensitive pink skin, new
You
skin
hurt
that
all the time?
if I did anything hard, like I had, if I were to grab like a heavily stippled pistol, I remember that I felt like if I squeezed hard enough, blood would start pouring. So I would have surgical gloves with olive oil in them on my hands 24 hours a day. And so when I was shooting FES videos, I would have that inside of shooting gloves. So like my cameraman and like all those guys are out there, and I'm just like got my olive oil. I'm putting it in my glove. And they're like, I think Scott was like, "That's how he always gets ready. It keeps him sharp." He's like,
Did anybody like sit
he's
around
lying
there
to
like
him over there, telling him this bullshit about how like olive oil gloves are my secret to accuracy.
I have a question. When you got it diagnosed and then medicated, I assume some kind of antibiotic. Did you get better really fast?
Immediately, yeah, and I was never diagnosed. I Google imaged like hand blister or something like that, and then maybe another hand and sole blisters, and I went through Google Images until I saw what I had, and then I clicked it, and it said syphilis, and I was like, Jesus, how am I better than this than my fucking doctor that like does this for a living, Dr. Kwan over there. I think she might have been a North Korean.
oh,
And so like went back
that
to her
makes
and
these hands so itchy.
and her reaction to me being like, "Hey, I Google image searched and I don't think it's that thing that you thought it was, that you're treating me with prednisone that's making me like ruining my like emotions and like making me like has all these side effects. It like makes you retain water, makes you sleep all day, it makes you depressed." I'm like, "You just gave me this poison that I don't need. I need a shot of penicillin." I was like, "This is syphilis." And she's like, "Oh, makes sense. Yeah, we can do that." And I'm like, "You know what? We're not going to do that. I'm going to go to a different doctor and they're going to do that."
You know
Like,
what?
that's the wrong reaction.
Thank goodness you spoke
So
up.
I thought she gave the right reaction. It's bad that she misdiagnosed it in the first place. That totally agree. But when I go to my doctors and like I usually do a rundown of like how I got hurt and then what I think it is, they take what I think it is as just like one of the clues they're using to decide what it really is. And I appreciate that. Like, oh yeah, I looked into this. It seems like, tennis elbows, the same sort of thing, hurts in the same spot. And I was doing this one motion in the gym, and I think, and it hurts when I do this. And they just take all that as clues. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I don't. But I've had other doctors where I say, "Hey, I Googled it, I looked into it," and they're like, "Oh God, one of those." Wrong answer. Wrong answer. I'm not saying I have to be right, just that I want you to consider my thoughts as one of the clues.
I feel like that era of doctors is going to have to end with AI and everything becoming so much more sophisticated. Like the idea that they can be like, "Oh, we got a resident expert on our hands." It's like, fuck you. Fuck you. What have you done? What have you
I'm paying
discovered?
cash. I'll leave and go elsewhere. Like what are we doing here? Like that's what I had a huge meltdown at that dentist that time when I scheduled an emergency root canal. I'm in so much pain. And I go in and it was the fanciest fucking dentist office I've been in my entire life. It was in this really nice part of Atlanta. I drove past mansion after mansion, $5-8 million houses that had like multiple tennis courts and fucking gazebos and shit. And then I pull into this place and it's so nice on the inside. It's so trendy. And it's this, you go back behind fucking curtains and there's just like rows and rows of little dental like alcoves. And it immediately felt more like a quick change than a doctor's office. And like I sit there and they x-ray me and they're like, "Oh yes, very infected. Must be very painful." And I'm like, yeah. So are you the doctor? Who's gonna pull this fucker out of me? I was like let's get it out. I don't care about any of the aftercare. Like, we got to get it out, right? And they're like, "Oh, there is no dentist here. No oral surgeon either." And I'm like, "What the fuck is here then?" It was a bunch of, and I told the lady after I stormed out of that room, like I'm out front and I'm like, she's like, "How did your trip with the dentist go?" And I'm like, "There are no dentists here. You don't have any dentists. You have a bunch of tooth cleaners back there." And she's like trying to charge me, and I'm like, "I need no, I'm not gonna give you my card." She's like, well, we'll have to call the police. I'm like, all right, go ahead and charge it. I'm going to be on the phone the moment I walk out of here, canceling the fucking charges. And she's like, no need to curse at me. And she got all defensive like I was being scary. And I hadn't even raised my voice. I hadn't even begun to get to what I call scary.
You hadn't even cocked the gun.
I just brandished it.
I waved it about. Okay.
Were you like, should I do this to get rid of it? Should I do this? Should I do this right now? Illegal?
And as soon as I walked out of there, I'm on the phone with fucking MasterCard, like, hey, there's a mischarge on here that's not supposed to be there. I want to dispute that charge. Or, oh, we just take it right off for you. Like, yeah, they didn't render those services. I left before they were done, so that's a no-go. Okay, take it right off for you. Fuck you fuckers. Pieces of shit. I was so mad. I don't know if you've ever had a bad tooth that needed a root canal.
No, thankfully.
It's the kind of pain that makes you start considering getting some pliers. You start Googling dental tool ordering sites, like looking at ways to extract it yourself.
If you get a tooth infection, that could kill you. Like that's
I went
you can't let that happen. If that pain starts happening, you got to get it taken care of.
I had one once that was really painful, and then I got into an airplane, and when we got to altitude, the pain level increased like triple fold. Like beforehand, it was something that you could put some Sensodyne on and be like, all right, as long as I don't like bite it weird or eat ice cream on that tooth, it'll be okay. But when I went to altitude, I think the pressure change it was excruciating. We were talking about pulling it out mid-flight. Like it was.
Which tooth? Where?
Like a back bottom molar, I think, or a back. It's all. That's what it always is. It's always a back tooth that didn't get enough love.
Ugh. That's horrid.
Yeah, I've had a couple root canals. They are not a big deal. Anybody who complains about a root canal is a big pussy. That's a girly man. Yeah, it's.
Did you complain about
that yours just were? So I had my wisdom teeth removed, and a lot of people have been like, "Yeah, in 2 days I was fine." For me, it was 3 weeks, and I flirted with drug addiction. I was on the opiates for so long, and it was a really big deal. Even 3 weeks later, my face was so swollen. Like people were like, "You look different," and sometimes it just doesn't go as nicely for other people.
I wonder what was involved in your surgery, because I've had a root canal, and obviously that's when the top of the tooth is rotten, so they grind all the rotten stuff out, and then they drill through the nerve all the way down to the root until they've gotten it all out, all the nerve, and then they fill all that up with an epoxy, and then they put a cap that's meant to fit the top of that tooth back on there, an artificial sealant, and they glue it all in, and it's good to go. But with the wisdom tooth that I had removed, they just went in there and just like pried and like cut and tore it out of there, and then I had this big open wound that they sort of stitched back together, and
I think they use a hammer and chisel to break the tooth, and then they remove the pieces. I guess it comes out more easily if it's.
I remember a lot of like this, like you're trying to open an old coffee can.
That's so barbaric.
Oh, I was awake for this.
Yeah. It wasn't one. I think it was 3. I think I didn't have 4. I had 3 wisdom teeth, and it was just really. Also, I remember this. They were late. The doctor was really late. I'm like waiting in the seat for 40 minutes. He walks in through the door, like directly to me, and then they put me under anesthesia within like 45 seconds of his arrival. They were trying to catch back up on the schedule, and I think that's why my recovery was so bad.
100%. Yeah. Dentists, just as much as like, I know dentists and dermatologists are the two practices in medicine that get the most guff for like both recommending non-necessary procedures to make more money and also just straight turn. Like a dentist's office is about fucking turn. It's like they're running a retail store. It's about how many fucking people can we fit in these seats and how fast can we do it. That's why the dentist comes in so often and was like, everything looking good? Okay, well, are you brushing? Okay, all right. And then they just bounce.
They're always late. I've never had them be on time.
I mean, you were talking about how you yelled at your dentist. That's the only time I ever yelled at my dentist. Like he was like 38 minutes late or something like that. And they were just calling me back. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. You're fired. I made a scene. Like, you're fired. That's it. I'm not doing this.
I love making a scene. It feels so good to release whatever that is, that like barrier that you put up all the time to be a decent like
I
public
called
gentleman
them
type
in
person
advance,
to just
and I was like,
release
"Hey,
that
I can get
and
there
to
in
be
time,
you.
but if you're running late, let me know." And they're like, "Oh, we're running on time. Everything's cool." And then they were 38 minutes late, and I kept checking. I was like, "You know, I'm here, right?" Like 10 minutes late, 20 minutes late, 30 minutes late, 38 minutes late, and they're like, "Okay, we'll see you now." I'm like, "The hell you will. You're fired. We're done. No more. Yeah, I'm not your customer anymore."
The Woody based cannon, infinite ammo night with just that's great. Telling these people to fuck themselves because they're so accustomed to treating you like fucking meat.
Yeah.
Where we just have to show up, do the bare minimum, then the doctor bounces out to some other thing and the hygienist handles it. It's infuriating when they talk to you about scheduling. It's real neat and tidy. You need to be here within 5 minutes or we're going to charge you a surplus fee. And then you show up and there is none of that. There's no reciprocation of the urgency that they ensure is really important for you.
My doctor's late too. I don't mind it because I've I've not canceled appointments before. And then they try to hit me with that fee, and I'm like, it's almost like what Harley said. Yeah, you could charge me that fee, but then I'd never come back again. You could do that, but then I wouldn't drive the extra 30 minutes to see Dr. White anymore. I would just go to my local clinic.
That's a great way to handle it. That's his J magic.
Doctors run late before, but that's different than a cleaning to me because I've also been like, I go there and they spent a little more time with me looking at my gait when like I'm having a problem with my knee. They spent a little more time with me on this or that. And I'm like, I know what happened, right? Someone came in there with a problem that was more complex than they expected. And rather than just rubber stamp them and get out the door and maintain the schedule, they helped him. I don't think that's what happened with the dental hygienist and the cleaning or the whatever. And also I called in advance and asked if they were that to me played a big role in why I felt justified.
I think my dentist sucks because you know when they make you wear that lead vest and sit in the thing while they scan you, they gave me a lead vest that was like a sports bra length.
Ooh.
Like it barely came down below my nipples, and I just I wanted to.
You got irradiated.
I must
know. I don't know how localized the thing is, right?
Oh, it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's all over the place. And like there wasn't a door on the room. It was open.
You didn't have a cod piece on yours?
I didn't have a cod piece on.
Mine comes with a cod piece. It looks like that body armor from Tarkov that comes all the way down.
Well, shit. Then I guess I'm going to get cancer.
It is I swear my hygienist spends like extra time to make sure my nuts are covered by this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, she doesn't say the words, but she's...
Tuck them in, big boy.
Yeah.
Most of the time when I've gone, that's what it was. But like, one of the times I went and they put a fucking vest on me and the back was totally full.
Lasting effect
and then it just came down like right here. And it was like, all right, well, I guess fucking fire away.
You might as well have like dug coal at Chernobyl or something. That's
you think
cheaper
so?
Than condoms, just taking off the vest.
Yeah, you're good.
You think I could have been one of those for some reason like Scottish guys in Chernobyl that were digging that hole?
Voiced by Scotsman.
Yeah.